This is the Way of the Cross, my Holy Week reflection. And I've got a little Bible reading from Matthew 20, 17 to 21. Jesus, now well on the way up to Jerusalem, took the 12 off to the side of the road and said, "Listen to me carefully. We are on our way up to Jerusalem. When we get there, the Son of Man will be betrayed to the religious leaders and scholars. They will sentence him to death. They will then hand him over to the Romans for mockery and torture and crucifixion. On the third day, he will be raised up alive." It was about that time that the mother of the Zebedee brothers came with her 2 sons and knelt before Jesus with a request. "What do you want?" Jesus asked. She said, "Give your word that these 2 sons of mine will be awarded the highest places of honor in your kingdom, one at your right hand and one at your left hand." Let us wait on the Lord, for in his word is our hope. So, we're on our way to Jerusalem. We're on our way to the cross. Jesus is with his disciples, journeying, pilgriming. It's on a pilgrimage to Jerusalem. And he takes his disciples aside. This is the 3rd time, and tells them what is going to happen. And he's very clear, very honest, and very humble. There's no, "Oh, I'm trusting God and it'll all be fine." I'm sadly hearing for people. No, this is reality. God will sustain me through it. Yeah. But this is going to be tough. I'm going to suffer. And I think Jesus is saying, and I need your help and support. And what happens? Well, what happens is the mother of the Zebedee brothers comes with their sons, and whoever, I don't know whether it's the James and John or whether it's the mother who initiates this, but they have a request: secure our future. And this feels like an ego issue. Now, what is an ego issue? That's a bit of a jargon word. It took me age to understand, but I think I'm getting there now. It's the sort of projections, the sort of things we come up with in our anxiety, in their anxiety for their future. And Jesus talking about dying and suffering and all that. They want to secure their place, so they ask for special places in his kingdom. And we do it all the time. In our anxiety, we present ourselves as more important or more wise or more gifted or whatever than we are, because it makes us feel better. Or the opposite, and we put ourselves down. "Oh, I'm terrible, I'm awful, I'm useless," because we feel anxious about ourselves. Now, in order to relate to people, we need to project something. We can't be totally honest and vulnerable. But the more what we project is actually congruent, is a version of who we really are, the better. The more people will feel at home with us and connect with us. So I think the journey is to let go of these projections as much as we can, as we are able to, because projections really get in the way of the life of faith. Because we're not being real with ourselves, we're not being real with God. You know, a story against myself. As a youngish Christian, when I was at uni in particular, I remember this. I thought, I don't really need to worry about health and safety rules too much, because God will look after me. If I get ill, God will heal me. God promises to sustain us. And yeah, he does heal. I've experienced God's healing. But I've also experienced living with disability, living with the way I am. If we're not going to be real, we're not going to go on with God. We're not going to be able to follow Jesus on this way to the cross, on this way, sharing with Jesus in his suffering and his pain. And that's our journey this week. I wanted to start today before I've done the Palm Sunday stuff, because this is where the reading fits. It's before Palm Sunday, and then tomorrow will be after Palm Sunday. Jesus came in humility, giving himself. The Palm Sunday epistle is that lovely bit in Philippians. Jesus giving himself, emptying himself, giving himself to others. And we can only do that when we are real with ourselves. Jesus wasn't needing to be needed like I do sometimes. Well, most of the time. He was just giving of himself. That call to be real, to be genuine, to meet God in our weakness and vulnerability. Not saying, God will look after me. No, we need to look after ourselves. We need to take all the precautions and distancing and all that. We need to look after ourselves. Yes, find hope and encouragement in God and in the Bible and whatever speaks to you. But use it to be real, to be honest with God, so that we may follow Jesus on the road to the cross. Amen.